Well, the first story I did, I think it was the first story was your pandemic delayed opening.
Oh yes, I remember that.
In September of 2020.
Yes, that was a tough year.
Yep, for a lot of us, but now it's everything's going right along, rolling right along.
Rolling along.
What caught my attention recently was your event that you had on July 3rd. It was in celebration of the 4th, of course, and then also the reformation of marijuana. Is that what it was?
That's what it was.
Okay, welcome back, the reform of marijuana.
It was welcome back, our welcome back event, and it was just really welcoming cannabis back to Virginia, the Commonwealth. It was initially here prior to Prohibition, so I just figured that was a good analogy to say welcome back right in Independence time too. That was a perfect timing on that. It was great. It was great. We had a great event. A lot of people came out. We had hundreds of people who came out. We ended up giving away seeds to about 250 people that day. So it was exciting.
And these are seeds they could actually take home and grow.
Yep. So these were actually premium seeds. They were feminized auto flowers. So they will automatically go into flower at a certain age, and people within 3 months will have flower that is ready for them to consume. But we just felt it was the best way to give people safe access to it. Right now there's nowhere to buy it. You can't buy seeds, you can't buy plants, and you can't buy any cannabis product above a 0.3% THC.
And you have to grow it inside your house.
You have to grow your own, or go over to one of your friend's house and consume there. They can gift you some. But
well, I bet your phone started ringing off the hook with all kinds of questions. And can you share some of those questions, the most popular ones that everybody seemed to be asking?
Sure. Well, the first thing is, hey, are you guys selling THC now? Which, no, unfortunately, due to the laws, they're not taking effect right now. They're still trying to form the authority to get all those regulations in place. Secondly is, well, how can I get access to the THC? And that's still going to be done through the medical cannabis program. They're the only ones who are allowed in Virginia to dispense THC products for sale at all. And then let's see.
I recall, speaking of medicinal, when I was here at your event, I remember being up at the counter and you were sharing, some people from Petersburg actually were asking about what they could take, what you had for them that they could buy today or sample for anxiety and to help them with sleep.
So we have a variety of products here, from edibles, gummies, chocolates, candies. Drinkables is coffee and tea, and then smokable items as well. It just depends on how that individual is comfortable with getting it into their system. It doesn't really matter how it's getting into the system for the most part. It's how you're comfortable with getting it into your system. Somebody who's not a smoker, I'm not going to offer them a smoking product to get into their system. But then somebody who has issues with sugars or something like that, I'm going to know not to push candy their way. You know, we have herbal teas and other things that they can take to get it into their system. So
coffee too.
Oh yes, yes. Start your day boosted but calm.
Well, Milton, how is it that you know so much? I mean, you are just a wealth of knowledge, and I know how is it that you are, you know this so well? I know it's your business, but what did you do to get here?
And it's more than my business. It's my life. I live this. I read it. I research it. I try and see how I can improve the industry. So that's my business, is how I can improve this industry, not opening up a retail store to offer a product to somebody. So we're really here, research, development, education, and safe access.
And it's a family-owned business.
It is.
Your wife Jennifer and your nephew CJ Thomas.
That's right. You guys come down and check it out.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. The event was private, and that was because
the event was private. There was a lot of events going on that weekend. July 1st was a very busy weekend, and we commend everybody who was able to hold events and get seed varieties out to people. Our event was kind of private to the customers who were coming into our store. Our clients were the ones we were telling, hey, we're going to have an event, because we wanted our customers to have the first go at getting our genetics that we were giving out to the community. We didn't want to offer it to on like social media to thousands of people who've never shopped with us and who may never even come back to shop with us again. To give them those seeds, we'd rather have the people who've been supporting us this whole time the first chance at getting seeds. So we kept it private.
I don't want to forget,
No,
because
go
I
ahead.
have it highlighted here. You're going to have growing classes.
Yeah, so we're going to hold growing classes here in an organic way to show people that they can actually get a good product with organic products. They don't have to go to a synthetic thing in order to get giant yields or anything like that. And your quality really goes up on organic products.
And when you gave away the seeds, there was actually, you had me take my phone and scan the
QR code
yes,
on there, yeah.
and
yeah,
that
yeah.
gave all the instructions on it. And where can they find that information?
Well, we're actually selling the card packs. So when you're indoor growing, you're allowed 4 plants to grow indoors. You're allowed to possess up to an ounce on you in public, but that's where this law really stops. You can't consume it in public. You can't drive with it in your car. Open container has to be in your trunk. And so those are about where the law ends. So now we have to give people safe access. And in order to give people safe access, they have to know what they're growing. We gave out genetics that we knew exactly what the variety was. We actually asked our customers that came in for a seed and said, would you like something that is going to be more uplifting or more sedating? That way, if those individuals, if I have somebody who has trouble sleeping and they're going to come in here and get a variety that's uplifting and they're consuming that thing, they'll never go to sleep. So we actually were able to give the customers more of what they were looking for. That way they're growing. They don't waste 3 months of their time growing something and end up with something that they can even enjoy. So on that card, it actually had a QR code that had our a simple starter's guide that will take them through seed, vegetative, flowering, and drying stage.
Do you offer any of that on your website?
On our social media platform, on our Instagram, RVACannabisCompany.com. On our social media platform, on our Instagram, it is on one of our posts.
What tips? What's your number 2 tips that they can't forget, must do for when you're growing?
Must do. Do not give too much light and do not overwater. 2 biggest things right there. If
Okay.
you cut back on those 2 things, you may get a good harvest.
I also got to put a plug in for someone who was at your event, Kobe Soul Food. Are they
Yes.
from Petersburg?
Yes, Kobe. That was great.
They're opening up right here.
They're opening up right
Where
next
are
to
you
us.
located? So everybody, we're located across from Molly's Bicycle Shop.
That's right. We're located at 4500 West 100 Road, Chester, Virginia.
Yeah, there you go. Is there anything new that you can carry that you couldn't before, or is it just some service?
It's a service. So that
At this point.
at this point it is, but that's how the industry is. The industry is very volatile and it's very competitive. So in order to keep your competitive edge is you have to move with the industry, and in doing so, that's where our grow classes come in. It's trying to stay true to what we are as safe access. So safe access, because legalization didn't allow for retail sales right now, the only thing we can do is make sure people are getting safe access on their own by providing them grow classes so they can be able to get through a grow. That way they're not relying on the black market or the gray market in order to get a product that's not regulated. The safest way is to grow your own. That way you know exactly what you're going to be consuming, especially if you turn it into something that you're going to eat, because now you concentrated that.
So, how did it feel when on July 1st? How did it feel to you and Jennifer and CJ? I mean, that happened and finally.
Well, yeah, it was. I knew it was kind of inevitable down the road. This quick, we had no idea. We had started RVA Cannabis not even a year ago, And so if you would have told me 1 year ago when we had opened this up, the idea was initially when we opened up RVA Cannabis is to create a sound name, create a sound structure, create a place where people can get safe access products and also education, in the hopes that in the future, when THC was available for retail sales, we're well prepared, well equipped, have a team that's built and capable of carrying that out to the public. So for it to come within a year after opening, it just puts a lot more on our plate to let us know that we have a lot more to do that we wanted to do, to show our capability of offering that product.
All right, and your goals? What's your goals right now?
Become a recreational dispensary.
I heard somebody in the background
I'm
say
gonna
become
pull
a
her on
recreational
camera.
dispensary. No, of course. Like going back to what I said initially, opening this up, it was based off of representing cannabis, not based off of representing CBD or CBG. That's just what we have the opportunity of giving to the community right now, which is great because the only thing we're missing is that THC, but everything else we can offer in the cannabis plant. There's plenty of properties in that plant.
Where can they learn more about the class? I mean, maybe you already said it, but where do they look at a schedule for that? Or maybe call you, or is it on
They can
your...
call us, but follow us on our social media because that's the place where all of our events are going to come out at. All of our, I'll leave it there. All of our events are going to come out at.
Well, I'll ask Jennifer one last time. Come over here, let people see you. This is Jennifer and Milton Aris
Bring my wife
at
on here.
RVA Cannabis Company in Chester, Virginia.
Yay! Here you go. I'll let
There
you sit
she
down here.
is.
I'll let you get the warm seat.
Thank you.
Put her in the hot seat.
Very good. All right. So thank you for agreeing to this, letting us do this interview with the Progress Index. They can read the story online next week, early part of next week, probably Tuesday. Progress-index.com. I'm Kristi K. Higgins, and
I'm Jennifer Aries.
yes, Jennifer.
And Milton Aries. And hopefully you can read this in the Social Butterfly as well.
Thank you. All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Kristi. Appreciate you.